What's up, everyone? You're listening to the RAS Project. My name is Ivan Temelkov, and I'm your host. On this podcast, we discuss entrepreneurship, personal development, family, tech, and marketing. Why should you listen to this podcast? This podcast is for those of you who are looking for life-changing advice and ways to thrive digitally with your business. As always, all content is 100% real, raw, and unfiltered. Coronavirus, that is the main topic of discussion everywhere in the world right now. And as much as I really did not want to talk about this, honestly, there's some things that just have to be said about this. Honestly, what I've seen over the last week has been just absolutely chaotic. It's just fucking insane, really, is the only best way that I can describe it. Keep calm and move the fuck on. What do I mean by that? Okay, so the coronavirus thing is a pandemic, and it's widespread. There's a lot of people that are being affected by it. Not just people, but a lot of businesses are being affected by it. Don't get me wrong, I sympathize with all those people because as a father, as a husband, as an entrepreneur, I just couldn't imagine if I was in the shoes of some of those people, honestly. But as a result, what I have seen has just been absolutely chaotic. Look, people, the coronavirus is a pandemic, but a lot of people are freaking out because it has really put things into perspective for them. The reality of things is 80% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So the coronavirus pandemic is creating a much bigger financial impact on everyone, not just consumers, but businesses. And everyone is feeling it. And you know what? The reason why 80% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck is because they don't make better choices. Please remember, you have all the options in the world, all the resources, all the tools, everything you need to make better choices. It is up to you to make better choices. The reason you are where you are today in life is because of a consequence of choices that you have made, actions that you have taken. There are things that you can control and there are things that you cannot control. And I feel like with the coronavirus right now, a lot of people are attempting to control the things that they cannot control. Please stop doing that. That is counterintuitive. If anything, I think the coronavirus and the quarantine is really emphasizing the true self of people and who they are. Because so many people are panicking. So many people are escaping in fear. There's so many people out there who, before the coronavirus pandemic bursted out onto the scene, were literally beating their hands against their chest like they were a fucking orangutan, as if they had something to prove to someone, to show off how tough they are, how authoritative they are. But in the reality of things, they're fucking nothing. Because those very same people are now caving in. The very people who made fun of others. Now, there's also fucking idiots, like 10 minutes ago before I pressed play on this podcast, the friend requested me, and as I reached out with common courtesy to say, hey, thanks for the friend request. Oh, yeah, hey, why did your friend request me? Oh, well, I'm fucking bored and I'm trying to reach a 5,000 friend limit over a 4-day period. What the fuck? Like, don't you have anything better to do than to literally sit there and friend request people? And by the way, just because Facebook recommends some person that you should add to your friends list does not automatically mean that you should go and press add friend. Chances are you probably have nothing in common with that person. It's a suggestion that Facebook is making. And that's what people are doing. They're falling into fucking stupidity. And that is probably one of the most frustrating things right now is the level of stupidity with some people. Look, we need each other. Please understand that. We need each other to coexist. We depend on each other. As much as you don't understand this, from an economic standpoint, from a supply and demand standpoint, we depend on each other. If we don't strive to get over this thing together. And now with the quarantine, staying home to save lives, please, please don't put others at risk because of your own ignorance and level of stupidity. Use your fucking head. Think for a second. Another example is I was talking to a client of mine yesterday, and she said, you know what? I got a friend who just came back from Germany, and they told him that he needs to self-quarantine himself until he's thoroughly looked at to make sure that he doesn't have the coronavirus, because Germany has the coronavirus and is quite widespread. What does this fucking idiot do? Goes out into the wild to put others at risk. You see, that's the problem with society right now with this coronavirus thing, is there's too many people out there who don't give two shits about anybody else. All they care is about themselves. Please understand this. Please understand this. Keep calm and move the fuck on. We will get past this. Please exercise some common courtesy. Be kind to each other. See if you can help others. If you've been told that you need to self-quarantine, please self-quarantine. Do not put others at risk. Others don't deserve to get sick and potentially die because of your incompetence. And that is one of the problems right now. Look, you don't think that I'm scared shitless? As a father, as a husband, as an entrepreneur, I am fucking scared shitless. But there's a difference between being scared and allowing fear to dictate the trajectory of every action that you take moving forward, and being scared, but continuing to be proactive and pushing forward. You know what? Where there's a problem, there's an opportunity. The bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. A lot of people are not understanding right now, especially in business, in marketing, that they need to figure out how to be more creative, how to pivot, how to try something different, because they've been doing the same shit for a long period of time. And now, in the midst of the coronavirus, it has really put them on the spot. And they're failing to think, they're failing to be proactive, they're getting caught up in the news bullshit. Honestly, I have purposely avoided the news. I will glance and see what's going on, especially when it comes to the CDC recommendations, because I know that now here in St. Louis County, in St. Louis City, the stay home 30-day ban actually goes into effect tonight, which is March 22nd at 12:01 a.m. So there's very minimal interaction that will happen. It's a 30-day ban. And I can almost guarantee you, in a city where for some stupid fucking reason every year we rank high on the highest crime rate out of any other city, or like in the top 10 or top 5, I keep forgetting where we score, there's going to be a vast majority of people who are going to fail to honor that stay-at-home ban. Please pay your due diligence. Be a little bit smarter. Show common courtesy, because we need to get through this together. Please don't panic. Panic is not going to solve anything. Please be more proactive, more creative. There's so many different things that you could be doing if you're at home, if you're quarantined. You can be learning a new skill. The internet doesn't have coronavirus, okay? So you can be utilizing the internet as a tool, learning a new skill, maybe taking a new course, maybe even starting a new business. I'm gonna be honest with you, having a marketing business that does digital marketing, I'm seeing even my technology clients who are pivoting into different directions because they're not choosing to cave in. They're not choosing to lose. They want to get through this. And the only option is moving forward. And that is the key message that I want to share with you here. We've got to keep moving forward. We will get through this together. That's what I want you to understand. We need to help each other any way that we can, support each other, unify as a community online. And please just use your fucking heads. That's really the biggest thing. The one thing that I don't think I'm stressing enough, honestly, because of all the stupid shit that I'm seeing online right now. Look, guys and gals, I have one favor to ask from you. If you feel that I've given you some value in this podcast, perspective, helped you make a change in your personal life or business, I would greatly appreciate it if you share this podcast with someone else. I'm not selling you anything or forcing you to buy shit you don't want. I'm simply asking you to share this podcast with other entrepreneurs or anyone who wants to make a change in their life and their business. If you enjoyed the podcast and you keep coming back, it would also mean the world to me if you shared a review on iTunes, on Google Play, on Spotify, on iHeartRadio, or wherever else you're listening to this episode of the podcast. It will help other like-minded folks know about the nature of content and value that I share on this podcast and give them a reason to listen. If you're also interested in sponsoring the podcast, please email me at ivan@razorsharpdigital.com, or you can also message me on Messenger, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Ladies and gentlemen, we will get through this. God bless. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.